You ever watch or see someone have a not a bad take? I don't want to call it a bad take, but it's a take that makes you just sit there and go, ah, this person either this wasn't the right type of media for them, so they didn't like vibe with it, and thus they're not getting all the intricacies or things like that to something, or just haven't spent the time on it. You ever have one of those? I run into those every now and then, especially anime discussion stuff. But it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a bad take, because it's not objectively, like, wrong, it's just, it's like the iceberg thing, right? You know, you have people who think about things and are aware of things on a level at the top of the iceberg, and they don't know how deep it gets. And they haven't really bothered to explore it yet, or aren't interested in doing it ever. Not really my place to say. But every now and then I come across one of these takes that are just kind of like, that's not a bad take, but it's such a surface level take that it kind of like, I have to stop myself and go, Fry? Deep breaths? People can have their own opinions on the internet. I was about to say can be wrong on the internet, which is also true. People can be wrong on the internet. You can't go crusading against everyone who's wrong about something on the internet. It's like, you know, it's like you can't, don't weep for the stupid, or else you'll run out of hours in the day. You can't go fighting every idiot on the internet. There's just people who are going to be dumb sometimes. It's just the way it is. It's just the natural effect. And it's not necessarily people who are dumb who, like, legitimately dumb, but just people who are dumb to you. Because there's always that level of, like, perspective, right? Anyway, I'm getting off track. What I'm talking about is the fact that people have conflicting opinions of things like that, and you just see one, you gotta feel the need to, like, go and fight it. And I always have to calm myself down and sit there and go, and get into it. But you have to understand, that's not me being stubborn. That is the result of higher education. I went to school and attended multiple classes where the entire point of the class was to watch a piece of media and then argue with each other about it until, like, everyone gets their viewpoints out. And that everything has a meaning, a deeper meaning to it. I went to a film studies class where, for the course of 1 month, one class a week, 4-hour classes. So we are talking about 16 hours I spent in this class going shot for shot for shot for shot through Citizen Kane and discussing what every single thing in every frame meant. Why is the moon in the upper left? He wants to establish that it's night. Right. Why not in the upper right? What is the significance of him putting it in the upper left? This is the stuff I've had to deal with my entire life. So when it gets down to, like, anime discussions and things like that, this just gets drilled into me. I don't have a choice in this. I've just been wired this way. And I have to realize and remind myself multiple times a week, most people aren't wired like that. They didn't attend the type of classes I did. They didn't get into these massive dissections of media and literature that I had to sit through. It's like, regardless of whether I want to think about it, I like it when I can just turn my brain off and watch a dumb movie. I know when I'm watching something stupid. I enjoy it, because it's, for one, I'm just in there going, I know for a fact I don't have to think about this more than I have to. I can actually just enjoy a movie for once. Because many movies, I can't do that anymore. I sit there and think about all this other stuff while I'm watching the movie, and I can't just enjoy a movie. Okay, that was my rant for the night. Yeah, it's just... And you know what actually brought this whole topic up? I saw someone say that if you are a fan of shipping Asuka and Shinji together in Evangelion, then you haven't watched Evangelion. And I'm just kind of like, well, you know, that is a valid interpretation of the media, but I think we can go deeper. And that's where my head goes. And because my head went there, you all have to listen to me talk about it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. That's what you come to the channel for, is to hear my weird takes on stories and things like that. So if you ever wonder why I just break down and sit there and go, why is there a chest in the middle of a dungeon that has nothing but starter equipment in it? Like in Final Fantasy 1. That's the reason why. I'm sorry. Not part of my plan. I had to take these classes. I had to think about things this way, and it made me what I am.